Connor Bedard, who you're going to see tonight, smaller guy like you, if you're giving advice to young hockey players about having that courageous mindset, what would you say?
Don't be a coward. Cowards never prosper.
Bedard has clearly shown the league he can hang when it comes to just pure skill alone. No doubt about it. But this is the National, the big boy league. He obviously broke his jaw just over 6 weeks ago, and at times, guys have tried to test him, bully him around a bit, and last night was no different. He took a nice reverse hit from Aho, then got an extra shove from Martin, but not only did he not back down, he answered on the score sheet where it counts before staring down Martin like an absolute beast. Bedard literally is the Chicago Blackhawks. They've been completely anemic with him gone, but now that he's back, they still suck, but Bubble Bedard is at least making it fun to watch. So as the Chicago Bedards came into Raleigh for his first time, let's see how things unfolded. In the first, the Canes came out and were all over the Hawks, peppering Mrazek early, but Pesce with a trip, and then immediately after, Jarvis batting the puck over the glass would get a delay of game, which meant just 4 minutes in, Chicago was gifted an opportunity with an extended 5-on-3, but they just looked unorganized. They did get a few good chances, Donato with easily the best here, but ultimately Carolina killed it off fairly convincingly with a huge kill early. Near the midway point of the game, Dickinson up for Anderson all alone, and he's shut down by Martin with the poke check as he breaks it up to keep it a goalless game for now. But that was short-lived because not 2 minutes later, it's Necas behind the net to the front and they score. Tenardi gets pulled in by Necas, no one covers, and taking advantage, it's Michael Bunting with his 13th. And in the final minutes now, that's where we got this. Aho in the corner lands a nice reverse hit on Bedard and sits the rookie down. But as a whole, the first was pretty much all Carolina, as Mrazek had to stand tall, getting outshot 14-5. And yet, it was still just a 1-goal game. As the first came to an end, we got lots of action over in the second. Just 2 minutes in, Necas gets it, and just beautiful. It's his 17th of the year, dangling backhand, forehand, and up under the bar to make it a 2-goal game. 6 minutes later, Teravainen to Kokoniemi takes a look and he scores, ripping it high glove, and it was a 3-goal game. Past the midway point now, Aho around, all the room in the world, and Aho with his 20th of the season made it 4. But look at the shots. Canes 27-7 as Mrazek was putting in that work. With that said though, Burns couldn't clear it, Bedard to Foligno, and finally they get one on the board. It's a pretty one with his 13th of the year to make it a 4-1 hockey game. And that then is where we got this. It's the final 2 minutes of the second. Vlasic puts it on net as Bedard went into Martin. In the process, Martin loses his stick, Pesce without his stick, and so there was a bit of a frenzy as the Hawks tried to capitalize to no avail. As the period would come to an end, tempers suddenly flared up a bit, and here's why. Martin would come up behind Bedard and give him a little shove with the blocker, but Bedard, not one to back down, smacks his stick away immediately. And taking another look at this exchange, Bedard was clearly pushed into Martin by Orlov, so not really his fault, but in getting up, he kind of uses the pad as leverage, causing Martin to not get his footing, which Martin clearly wasn't too pleased about and wanted to let the kid know. But the kid wasn't taking this crap, and to be honest, he shouldn't. He got pushed. Overall, I just loved the exchange from both guys here. But while the second was now over, this carried over to the third. First though, Vlasic, caught reaching, would get called for holding, putting the Canes up a man, and they made quick work of it. Aho's rebound finds Burns, and he scores a nice one. It's a tough angle for Burns, who rips home his 9th. And that then gets us to this. Kurchev to Bedard, and it's a beauty. The adjustment, the quick release, it's fun to watch. But that wasn't the best part. No celly from Bedard. He just stares down Martin, stone cold. I just did that. But Martin says, look at the score. Look at that score. I love it. All around, this is the type of stuff I love to see. But as has happened seemingly over and over, this one would get challenged, and sure enough, the puck is over the line. This was offside the entire time, and you can see it in Bedard's face. He's so over it. That's his second overturned goal this this week, as this one was taken back just 2 nights ago. He's had several nice goals taken back now, but soon after, Johnson would get tripped up by Drury, which put the Hawks on the power play. And this time, Kurchev back to Bedard, and this one's going to count. Not as pretty, but it counts all the same, as the Hawks made it a 5-2 hockey game. Very shortly after, and it's another penalty, another trip. So, Foligno to Bedard in front, and they score again. Bedard, with his 3rd point of the game, gets it to Johnson, and the Hawks made it a hockey game. But with that said, the Canes would settle down, kill the clock off, and eventually, with the Hawks pulling Mrazek, Carolina off of a neutral zone faceoff put the lid on it. It's Martin Hook sealing the deal, and so with that, as time would eventually expire, the Canes would take what was overall a very dominant game, winning their 3rd in a row. But yeah, that's about it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you as always for watching, and I will see you in the next one.